Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night. Race all of these broken dreams in flight.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Hopeable. So I decided that I wanted to just quickly film my morning routine just to kind of show you what my morning looks like a bit more regularly. This is not my always routine, this is just what I tend to do. So here I'm just kind of packing up the dishwasher and getting my breakfast by the looks of it. I then put my boots on to go down and feed the horses just so then they can have their breakfast. So I just get some baling twine for their breakfast, just because they just get hay in the mornings and then they get chaff at night. So here I am just getting ready to section off the hay. Willow is the first horse that I'm doing the hay. She gets a biscuit of hay. And so I just wrap it up so it's just easier to carry, because it's a little bit of a walk to get to the horses, and carrying two horses worth, both the horses' hay takes a fair while. So I'm then just grabbing Zacara's, and she gets a biscuit and a half, just because she's a bit bigger and we like to keep her weight. And I just get ready to carry it all down. So here I am just feeding Zacara. As you can see, she ran straight up to me and through the yard. It just meant she had a little bit more time to stop. So I walk her through so then she's not eating in the muddy yard, and I make sure that I just break up her hay so it's not just one block. So then I just kind of walk through and shut the gates. That way then there's no issue with the horses moving around, because as you can see, Zacara is kind of walking over to see what I'm doing. I then go and feed Willow, so I just open her gate up because they're in separate paddocks. And so at this point we had a little sectioned off area in her paddock just so that we could kind of get a bit of grass to grow, and I was riding in there for a little while as well. And as you can see, Zacara kind of came trotting over because she wanted to see if she wanted to have Willow's food. I do normally feed Willow first. I then I start brushing my teeth, and I just put some stuff away in my room as I'm going. So at this point I then finally put my hair into my little pigtails, just because I'm growing it out and I don't like my fringe in my face. I just then quickly clip all the little stringy bits out of the way just so then they're not in my face. I then studied for a little bit because I had a business sack coming up. So I just kind of studied and got that out and tried to get that out of the way as quickly as possible. I then fed Lumos, and as you can see, there's a lovely glare, and there is a lot of algae in his tank. And just for anyone who's wondering, his tank is the right size for just him. I then went down afterwards just to see if the horses had finished their breakfast yet, because I wanted to ride, and as you can see, they still hadn't finished. So then once Zacara had finished her breakfast, I geared her up and so that I could have a little ride on her. As you can see, it was a very graceful mount. So for this ride, we were mostly just working on our walk, trot, and a little bit of canter, because I was just starting to bring myself back into canter. And we're also working on just consistency with going from our trot to our canter. So as soon as I ask for the canter, we go into canter. If she doesn't canter, we do a little trot circle. And as you can see, that's what happened there as well. As then here, we got that little bit of a canter, but it wasn't how I wanted it. And so here we've got another canter, and I asked her just to do a little turn, and so then I was able to pull her up again. And yet again with our little turns. We have since then moved out of that yard so we can actually turn properly, just to give that full warning. And so here is our last canter round for the ride. And as you can see, we yet again had a little trouble with her pulling her head up.